Dear participants, I regret the delay due to some unavoidable incidences. Now immediately we are going to start the session. Today we have Dr. Subhash Karande sir, and he is going to deliver lecture on research techniques in climatology. Presently, he is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Geography, Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. And you might be aware that Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara is one of the oldest PG departments in Maharashtra, and it is one of the aided PG departments in Maharashtra. And also, Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara is one of the organizing colleges for this national workshop on research methodologies in geography. Dr. Karande has completed his doctoral research work in the year 2016, and his area of interest, I mean the topic of research was spatio-temporal climatic characteristics of Satara district, a geographical study, and he has completed his PhD from School of Earth Sciences, Swami Ramananda Tirtha, Marathwada University. And he has almost 12 years teaching experience as at UG level and 11-year teaching experience at PG level. He has research experience of almost 6 years, and till today he has completed 3 minor research projects funded by UGC and Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. Till today he has published 16 research papers in various reputed journals at the national and international level with impact factor up to 6. Also, he has published a book on regional climatology, and it is one of the good books in the area of climatology. Also, he has felicitated by awards as the Ideal Teacher Award in the year 2016 by Giant Group Satara, and Best Teacher Award in the year 2019-20 by Chhatrapati Shivaji College, Satara. He has presented his research contribution in 22 national international conferences, seminars, workshops. He has attended 29 conferences, seminars, workshops organized in the various corners of India. Also, he has contributed as a resource person in 30 workshops, seminars, and conferences organized throughout the India. Also, he has attended 13 courses for the career-related upliftment. You can say capacity enhancement or to gain the knowledge in the emerging areas of geography, especially climatology, then geospatial technology, etc. With this short information, I would like to invite Dr. Karande. Sir, kindly enlighten all the participants with your resourceful deliberation. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please continue.
Thank you, Patil sir. Thank you very much, dear participant. Actually, I am not a resource person. I am only researcher, and I only share my opinion or my experience regarding the research in climatology. I know that it's not if you think about the research, so research means when here is the prefix re, so re always re and re. So my whatever I am sharing here, it's not a fulfill part of the climatology, but it's only one drop of the part of the climatology, and I am sharing here lot of research techniques applied by me in my research. And if you know about the more than impactful or applicable techniques, so we will discuss regarding these things. So actually when you think about the research of climatology in Indian scenario, it's a very difficult part because the climate of India also called as a monsoon, and monsoon which is changed by the as per season. What season? These are the very wide term. When I look over the climate of the India, they also change day by day, and we could not be examine uh, the climatic scenario of India in a specific methods or in a specific way. So there are the different things uh, in the in the research of the climatology. But climatic station in our country, there is a very limited, and so we could not be predict about the climatic scenario, and our IMD, Indian Meteorology Department, uh, there is the at Pune, they also gives the prediction, or they also announce, they also gives the warning regarding the climate. But people also criticize the IMD. But behind these things, there is a lot of things, because there is a very limited of the data, and climate also changed by the every 1 kilometers. And when you look over the climatic stations of the IMD, they have established every more than 15 kilometers. So it's very difficult to predict anything regarding the climatology in Indian scenario. But recently, the satellite data who create a revolution in the research of the climatology, but they have large limitations because the analysis of the climatic data. But here we think about the some important techniques which apply in my research, spatiotemporal climatic data analysis of Satara district. So I have already discussed about the climatology, that is the scientific study of spatiotemporal characteristics of variation of climatic elements like rainfall, temperature, air transpiration, humidity, pressure, winds, and air masses. But as per IPCC, International Panel on Climate Change, they says the rate of increasing temperature in the world, that is the 0.85 degrees Celsius, and it's a very big issue or alarming issue. Basically in Raigad district or in Satara district, the heavy rainfall in short period, they also create lot of landslide, debris flow, and mud flow. More than 36 people also killed in Satara district due to the debris flow, and main reason behind this debris flow, that is the heavy rainfall in short period. So when you think regarding these things, this part is a very difficult to predict or to give warning regarding the climate. But when we think about the as a researcher, so we work mostly on the secondary data which is available by the IMD or available through the satellite. Now, when you work over the secondary data, or when you work over the primary data, which climatic observations taken by the researchers using the automatic weather stations or using the traditional methods. So first things, that is in the research of climatic data, that is the classification and tabulation of the data. If any query regarding any topics, participant can be asked me, or we will discuss. I already declared these things. I am not an expert. I am only researchers, and what will be techniques applied in my research, only I discuss here. First things about the analysis of any types of data, that is the classification and tabulation of data. These are the important things. So classification, these are the process of arrangement. How you can classify, how you can arrange data, that is the important things. How you can grouping of the data. And the classification of data, these are the first steps of any research. if you classify primary or secondary data in good manner, so you achieve first steps of the any research. Then secondary things about the how you can tabulate classified data. Actually, most of the researchers, they apply different types of software for the analysis of data. And regarding this thing, tabulation of data, these are the important part. These are the second part of the research or second step of the research. How you can tabulate data. In the climatic research, classification and tabulation of data, these are the two important steps. If you achieve these two steps in a good manner, or if you successfully achieve these steps, so you complete 10% of your research are here. Because when you work on a daily temperature or when you work on a daily rainfall, so in a daily rainfall, minimum 30 or 31 observation in a 1 month. And if you 31 calculate 365 into minimum 30 years data are required in the climatic research. So the number of data of one stations is more than 1,000 observation of one station. And if you take a 100 station of any area, so your total values or total observations is maybe more than 1 lakh or 2 lakh. And so in this case, if you screen diste na? In this case, if you classify and tabulate climatic data in good manner, so you complete your 10% research. Next thing, that is the first important statistical methods in the research of climatic data, that is the central tendency. And central tendencies also apply everywhere. But mean or average, median and mode. So these are the second or third steps. If you consider as a first classification of data, then second is the tabulation of data, and third apply basically mean or average or any methods of central tendency to reduce the number of observations. If you reduce the number of observations by using the central tendency, these things are very good, or these things are ideal for the analysis of the climatic data. Next things about, that is the dispersion. Dispersions, or it's sometimes also called as a measure of dispersions, means the how climatic data disperse from the central value or from the mean value. Means the, if you can calculate range of temperature, means the what is the maximum temperature of day and minimum temperature of the day, then you can calculate range of the temperature of the particular location. Then you can calculate mean deviation of the climatic data. You can calculate coefficient of variations or standard deviations also. CV, these are the important things regarding the study of the climatic data. So how many percent climatic data, or what is the variation of the climatic data as compared to the 100%? If the variation is the high, so there is the maximum dispersion in your values. When variation is the low, there is the lowest dispersion in you in the climatic values. Then standard deviation, how to deviate data from the mean value. These are the important part of the analysis of the climatic data. Next things about the climatic data, that is the analysis of skewness and kurtosis. So skewness is the positive or negative distribution according to mean and median. What is the climatic data is the positively skewed or negatively skewed. It is useful for the identification of symmetrical distribution of data. Positively skewed distribution curve is rise rapidly and falls slowly. Is the data is the positively skewed. Why these things are important? It's a good sign about the rainfall or temperature. Skewness also indicate. For example, the rainfall of the Devruk is positively skewed. What is the meaning of these things? These things is the rainfall of Devruk is slowly increasing and fastly decreasing. That is the positively skewed. The rapidly and falls slow. Sorry, the rainfall of the Devruk is the rapidly increasing. The positive speed means the rapidly increasing and slowly decreasing. And what is the negative speed? The rainfall of Devruk is the slowly increasing and rapidly decreasing. If the answer of climatic data is positively skewed, so it's a good sign for the agriculture things. But if the answer of the climatic data that is negatively skewed, these things is a very bad for the agriculture and whatever. So we can analyze the data of particular month or a particular day from the 13 years period or whatever period we are selected, but minimum 13-year period, minimum 30-year period. These are the ideal for the analysis of skewness. And so skewness, these are mostly researchers also use skewness for the analysis of the climatic data. Next, that is a kurtosis. These are the useful for understanding the nature of curve around the mode. If curve is more peaked around its mode, it's called as a leptocrutic. Where curve is more flattened than the normal is called as a platocrutic, and the normal curve is called as a mesocrutic. So after the skewness, kurtosis, these are the another important part of the my screen is visible? Prajakta madam?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. The kurtosis and skewness, these are the two important things or two important statistical methods or two important research methods in the climatic data. They indicate the data or the result of this particular station, it's a good or bad. So I am showing here some skewness and kurtosis of the Satara district, and then we will think about the why skewness and kurtosis are important in the study of climatic data. Just 1 minute. Here, skewness of rainfall and rainy days of Satara district here. So these are the symmetry of rainfall and rainy days. So the negative things are here, lot of are showing minus or whatever. Then kurtosis of rainfall and rainy days are okay. Here is the graphical presentation of skewness of annual rainfall and rainy days. Then skewness of southwest monsoon, post monsoon. So skewness of post monsoon, basically skewness of southwest monsoon in some stations, basically regarding the rainy days, they are not showing a good sign. Means the skewness is where is the less than 0, these are the not good sign for the agriculture or overall human activity or overall things. Similarly, about the kurtosis, so here is the only one station showing the highest pickedness. So these are the applicability of the skewness and kurtosis of the climatic data analysis. So I am here, I will read here one paragraph regarding these things. The symmetry of annual rainfall of all the 38 rain gauge stations except Karad and Padalsi show positively skewed with the range. Means that these are the good side. 38 stations showing positively, but 22 stations are moderately skewed and 14 stations are highly positively skewed. If the skewness of the any area or any climatic classifications, it's a positive. So these are the indicate the variation of the climatic parameters day by day. Next things about the next, that is the correlation. You can correlate rainfall with the temperature. You can correlate rainfall with the wind velocity. You can correlate rainfall with the flood intensity. You can correlate rainfall with the number of drought years or the number of drought years with the agriculture productivity, rainfall with the agriculture productivity. So Calp-Pierce and Spearman's, these are the two best methods for the correlations, coefficient of correlation of the climatic strata. Next, that is the probability. So probability about the drought, these are the very good things in the analysis of the climatic data. Probability, binomial probability, Poisson probability, or normal distribution of the probability. You can analyze, for example, you can analyze the drought probability. Means what is the drought probability in 2022? If you have a lot of climatic data, you can analyze with the help of probability test. There is the how many percent or what is the probability of the drought in 2022. Next, that is the time series. Basically, most popular method in the time series, that is the trend analysis. Increasing trend or decreasing trend. Different types of climatic data. What is the spatio-temporal changes or spatio-temporal change in the climatic data, and what is the past situation, what is the past situation, present situation, and future condition of the climate. You can analyze with the help of time series methods and basically simple trend methods. These are the most popular in the analysis of the climatic data. So I will show here some examples regarding the time series analysis. Okay, here this is the annual and seasonal rainfall trend in millimeter from 1983 to 2012. So these trend indicate where is the highest decreasing trend of the rainfall, where is the lowest decreasing of the trend of the rainfall, and this trend you can correlate with some current situations. In the most of the part where is the indicate highest trend of the rainfall, so you can give the warning of these peoples. So here is the intensity or overall trend of the rainfalls also increasing. In future there is a lot of chances of the debris flow and mud flow. in this region, if this region is hilly, if the slope of this region is more than 35 degree, so there is a lot of chances of the debris and mud flow. So using these trend methods, you can aware to the peoples. Then next, about the trend of temperature also here. Okay, here these are the temperature trend. So by here measure the annual and seasonal trend of the any area, indicate the where is the which part of the district or which part of the area is most warming, or which part where is the temperature is declining or temperature is the decreasing. So these are the time series. These are the very good methods in the research of the climatic data. You can predict future situation of the climatic situation of any area. In the regarding of the Satara district, so the most of the temperature of the Satara district during the winter also declined, and in the last year Mahabaleshwar also experienced snowfall. So this research indicating what will be happen in the future. By using the time series methods. Next, that is the another important part in the research of the climatic data, or basically the drought index. So average temperature or the trend of the temperature or the average rainfall or the trend of the rainfall, whatever, these things are not clearly indicate drought index of any area. So there are the different statistical methods, different research techniques to the calculation of the drought index. So firstly, climatologist Mackey developed standard precipitation index to identify the drought. So annual rainfall minus mean annual rainfall divided standard deviations, and the final answers if greater than 2. So this year it's extremely wet. By this using, we can predict drought index of the year or drought index of the per month. These are the 4 months of the monsoon, June to September. We can predict what is the drought index of the June or what is the drought index of the July. And as per my research, the overall observation, that is the most of the rainfall of June shifted into the month of July, and the drought index of the July indicate it's extremely wet or very wet. And by this reason, most of the landslide in the Satara districts also occur in the month of July. So the drought index, these are the important indicators of the climatic situation of any area. Next, standardized precipitations index by the IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, also introduced their different standardized precipitation index, and they, as per their method, if the rainfall deficiency between 26 to 50% is also called as a moderate drought, and the rainfall deficiency is more than 50%, it's also called as a severe drought. So these are the another methods of the calculation of the drought index. Another important methods, that is the modified drought index. So what is the modified drought index? The standardized precipitation index only calculate here annual rainfall and mean annual rainfall. But in some case, in some observations, the annual rainfall or average rainfall of the years are same. The average rainfall or annual rainfall of the year are same when you consider as a 120 days of the monsoon rainfall. Annual rainfall or the monsoon rainfall or the average monsoon rainfall during these 4 months from June to September are same. It means at a X station, average rainfall, that is the 1000 millimeter, and during 2021 at the X stations monsoon rainfalls also 1000 millimeter. So the monsoon rainfall with compared to the average monsoon rainfall or average southwest monsoon rainfall of the X stations are same. But in the 2021, average rainfall are also same, but agriculture productions are deficient. Why? Because the most of the rainfall in this year, in 2021, also occur in the short period or a short rainy days. If you consider as the 120 rainy days of or during the monsoon period, but most of the rainfall occur in the 20 day or 30 days. The number of rainy days or the quantity of rainy days also decline, and in the modified drought index, standard precipitation index into annual average number of rainy days, then we calculate modified drought index, and modified drought index gives ideal picture of the rainfall situation of any area. Next things, that is the very popular things we also teach, or we also learn about the climatic classification, but very limited researchers also apply the climatic classification in their research. So Köppen scheme, Thorndike scheme, Lang's rain factor, and De Mortini's index of aridity. These are four most ideal methods for the classification of climate in any area. We classified climate of Maharashtra in broad category, but at a micro level, very limited researchers also apply these methods. We can use one of the dissertations to our student. Apply Köppen scheme in our area, apply Thorndike scheme in our area, and classify what is the climatic situation, or which types of climate of our area. So student can learn in a better way Köppen scheme with the application of particular area or application of own area. So in my research, I also apply these schemes to the identify climatic classification of Satara district. Here, these are the Köppen scheme A, B, C, D, E, and H. So these are the tables, types of climate by Köppen, 1936. These schemes also apply for the Satara district, and finally, so as per Köppen's classification, the climatic classification of western part of Satara, that is the AN types, and remaining part, that is the AW. So then Thorndike, these are the close to the Köppen per humid, dry subhumid, semi-arid, as per Lang factor, pre-humid, subhumid, dry semi-arid, and as per De Mortini, these are the index of aridity. This whole scheme, why I use here 4 climatic classification. So the verification of the climatic classifications on a different way or on a different methods. Firstly, about the Köppen's classification. A, B, C, D, E. AM, tropical monsoon, hot, seasonally excessive rainfall, and then tropical savanna, hot, seasonally dry in winter. Then Thormet scheme. These are the Thormet was the American meteorologist. First, calculate moisture index and humidity province. Moisture index 100 into bracket P upon PE minus 1 means the P means the mean annual precipitation, P means the annual potential evapotranspiration, and we calculate moisture index and humidity province. Then these are the moisture index and humidity province. These are the letters. Next, thermal efficiency, that is the TE, and thermal province. TE summation 12 into bracket T minus 32 upon 4. T means the thermal efficiency. E12 means the sum of annual temperature. Means the sum of annual temperature means sum of 12 months. T is the monthly temperature in Fahrenheit, minus 32 upon 4. So after that, thermal efficiency, thermal province, then thermal efficiency and thermal province. Finally, the area are divided into megathermal and mesothermal. Then summer concentration of thermal efficiency, SCTE, total temperature of summer month divided sum of annual temperature into 100. Then thermal concentration index of thermal efficiency, and finally IM, TE, SCTE. Then we classified the temperature of the particular stations in the way of Thormet scheme, that is the AB 4B per humid mesothermal, C1 A dash B dash dry subhumid megathermal, DA dash B dash 3 semi-arid megathermals. Then Lange rain factor. These are the simple methods. Lange rain factor. These are the very simple methods. Annual precipitation in millimeter, mean annual temperature in degree Celsius, means the annual precipitation in millimeter divided mean annual temperature in degree Celsius. Then if Lange rain factor index 100 HP per humid, 60 C H humid, 50 HS2 subhumid moist, 34 HS1 subhumid dry, 17 A semi-arid, and less than 70, that is the A arid. So then these are the Lange rain factor index in for the Satara district. Mahabaleshwar 2000, the Mahabaleshwar 277.7, Paltan 20.8, and Satara 35.2. Then De Morton's index of aridity, I is equal to P upon T plus 10. P means the mean annual rainfall, T means the mean annual temperature plus T. T is the constant. Then as per De Morton's index of aridity, mean rainfall, mean temperature, index of aridity. Then agroclimatic classifications, we also can apply agroclimatic classifications based on the rainfall, temperature, vegetation cover, soil, altitude. And as per agroclimatic classifications, Satara districts are divided into 4 zones: northwest zone, western zone, central zone, and eastern zone. So these are the applicability of your practical knowledge, whatever we learn during the PG or undergraduate, and whatever you teach to your student. These are the real applicability in the climatic classification of our own area. Next, different statistical tests also we use for the analysis of climate. That is the analysis of Warren, that is the ANOVA test, Mann-Kandel and Kolmogorov-Smirnov. These are the two popular tests in the analysis of the climatic data, and these tests also available in the software also. So MS Office, if you better knowledge about the Excel, we going to the software which is applicable for the analysis or the research of climatic data. If you better knowledge of the Excel, so you have not required any software, any paid software like SPSS or Minitab or R, whatever. Excel gives 90% result regarding the any types of climatic analysis, but tabulation and classification is the very important. Then SPSS, these are the paid software. Minitab, these are the also one of the paid and available for the 13 days as a trial versions. Are these are the another software which is applicable for the analysis of the climatic data. But as per my knowledge, if you know about the if you better knowledge about the Excel, so you have limited requirement of the remaining software. And as per our financial situation, or the most of the researchers, they have unemployed and they have not a sufficient fund to purchase such types of software. Most of the institute, they have not a SPSS or other paid software, so they will be prefer Excel as a data analysis of in the in any types of climatic data. And ArcGIS or QGIS, these are the two better. ArcGIS, these are the paid, but QGIS, which is the freeware, open source. So these are the better two software to the interpolation of the climatic data. And interpolation, these are the last and important part, second last basically, second last and important part of the research in the climatic data. If you analyze climatic data in good way, but you could not be interpolate, you could not be present climatic data in good manner, so these are the major drawback of the research. So ArcGIS and QGIS we can apply for the interpolation of the climatic data. And IDW, Kriging, Thyssen Polygon, these are the data interpolation methods of the climatic data. So I share here whatever methods I apply in my research. Basically, if you know about the more than these things, I already clear here. Climate, these are the very vast topic. The research method of climate, which it will be changed day by day, and in one presentations or as a one researcher, they could not be apply each and every methods in the research of climate. So if you any questions regarding whatever methods or whatever techniques applied by me in my research, so you can ask me.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts related to research techniques in climatology. Dear participants, there is an ample scope for research in climatology because it is a duty of geographer that he can analyze the climatic phenomena with spatial and temporal context, and that is more useful for solving the day-to-day problems, and all the human activities can be correlated with climatic phenomena. For example, I would like to comment here that dressing pattern has typical correlation with climate. You can see the origin of burqa is going to the Arabian deserts only, because you can see there even a male community, male Muslim community are wearing the burqas, and not only it is related to them, even Christians also wearing, the full clothes that we can cover the entire part of body. This is one example. Such type of examples are being found in India also. For Tamil Nadu, there is different dressing pattern. Rajasthan has different dressing pattern. Then Northeast India has different dressing pattern. This is the one component. Each and every part of life can be correlated with the climatic phenomena, and this is the duty of geographer. And sir has provided various techniques that we can, now it is our duty that we can use that techniques to interlink with all other phenomena. So I request to all the participants, if you have any query or if you have any doubt or if you require any further clarification, please feel free to ask Dr. Karande sir. He will definitely answer your questions. Please.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Please continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sir, that was a very informative session for me and helped me to work on some various ideas for climatology. Can you please repeat kurtosis for me or for the session?
Skewness and kurtosis, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, your questions regarding the skewness and kurtosis. Actually,
Yes, sir.
very limited geographers. I am point out these things. Very limited geographers apply skewness and kurtosis to the analysis of any types of data, whatever, any types of data. But skewness and kurtosis gives ideal picture regarding our data. Means the skewness, for example, sir, these are the our mean. Sir, my finger is visible.
Yes,
Sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These are the our mean. Okay. These are the our mean. Mean when you go on this side and when you go on this side. If you slowly going on this side, slowly going, it's a good. But if you rapidly fall down on this side, it's not a good. Means, for example, if you slowly fall down from your motorcycle or from your bike, there is the limited chances of the injury, very limited chances. If the speed of your bike near about 10 kilometers per hour, and if your bike slip and you fall down, there is a very little limitations of the injury. But if your speed more than 100 kilometers per hour and you fall down, there is the chances of the injury is very high. So skewness indicate the changing pattern of the climatic data from the mean. If the changing pattern of the climatic data from the mean, it's slowly, it's not good. But you have a lot of times to the preparedness, to the remedies. But if data rapidly fall down from the mean, so you have a very limited chances for the remedies. So skewness indicate the positive or negative distribution of the any type data from the mean. Sir, it's clear?
Yes, sir.
So we are going toward the kurtosis. So kurtosis, that is the indicate nature of the data. Nature of the data is the nature of the data. That is the for example, sir, I am given one more example about the average or mileage of the car. If you constantly run your bike at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour, so mileage is the good. But if you not constantly playing your bike means now you playing your bike 10 kilometer per hour, then you playing your bike 16 kilometer per hour, then you playing your bike 100 kilometer per hour. What's about the mileage? Means the mileage depend on the consistency of the data. So kurtosis indicate consistency of the data. Your climatic data is the consist. So you have if your climatic data is the consist. So these are the good sign of the any area. But if the climatic data is the leptocritic, means the indicate the rapid pickedness, so it's not a good. And if these are the slowly increasing and slowly decreasing, it's a good. So kurtosis and skewness indicate the nature of any types of data, not only about the climatic data, any types of data. It's what is the frequency, what is the mean, what is the nature, and it's indicated by the skewness and kurtosis. Sir, it's clear?
Yes, sir. It is very much clear for me. I have to ask one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Many times during the preparation of a research paper, we usually create such graph which are not available to create in Excel. So, can you please suggest us any software where we in which we can create such a creative graphs like Climograph, like Heather graph? It is hard to interpolate Climograph and Heather graph in Excel. So, do you have any idea about that software?
May I answer one in between? Actually, even we can use Excel. Use Excel. Especially for a Hyder graph, it is possible, no problem at all. But in case of climograph, it may be little bit difficult because we need to demarcate the areas of raw, keen, scorching and muggy. So it may be difficult in climograph, and you can say that I didn't try till date. But in case of Hyder graph, we can prepare Hyder graph in Excel itself, and with all the parameters, or you can say components of Hyder graph. Sir, please, current day, sir, please.
Same sir, I have not tried to prepare climograph in Excel. But one more things about the when you use a recent like MS Office. So there are a lot of things behind this. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
change. You
yeah.
can change formula or you can change setting of the graphs and you can
Everything,
prepare graphs.
everything is possible, and for
Yes.
that we need to learn advanced Exceling.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and there are certain courses freely available. Some are at nominal cost, you can say up to 500 or 1000 rupees, and they are providing training of advanced Exceling. And in advanced Exceling, I think nothing is impossible. But even sir, I will try because your question is very good. I will try to
Definitely, sir.
learn.
Definitely, sir. We will give answer of these questions.
Yeah.
Definitely. At the end of this session,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I commit to you.
Sir, sir from Punjab, traveling with geography. Shall we know
Uh,
your good name, please? Because your display name is traveling with geography. It speaks
uh,
about your love for geography, but we need your name so we can call you with your good name.
Sir, myself is Jitendra Singh. I am actually from Haryana, from the land of Mahabharata,
Oh,
Kurukshetra.
wow, very nice, very
Uh,
nice.
Actually, I am assistant professor in Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar, which is a
Okay,
uh, neighbor district of Kurukshetra.
okay, okay.
So I have keen interest in climatology and as well as tourism.
Okay.
I earlier I completed a research project
Yeah,
on tourism carrying capacity for
yeah.
in North District and Lahore Spiti.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I was very happy to listen the research methodology in tourism
Mhm.
geography and
Yeah.
as well as in climatology.
Okay, okay. Actually, it is the responsibility of our young geographers that till today what is happening, we are only taking the equation given by, for example, like Kendall has given the equation that only we are applying, or any other that Chrysler had developed model that we are applying. Instead of that, we should focus on creative research, and we should develop our own laws, own theories, own models. Then it will have some application, or you can say uh, it will be beneficial for the development of the society. And for that, just you explained yesterday that SWOT analysis and satisfaction, there is correlation in that connection, because we are trying to provide only introductory part of research methodologies in geography, because the entire research methodologies cannot be covered in a course of 1 month or 15 days or 2 months, because it is a continuous process and research methodologies are evolving day by day. So you can contribute that you have developed this model, or you can focusing on these parameters. If we collaborate, these are the laws that we can develop, and these laws, these theories can be applied to any region with these assumptions throughout the world, or to the temperate part of the world, or to the tropical part of the world, etc. And that type of research is expected, then only we can gain uh, prestige for our subject. Does any other participant has any question? No. Okay. Pratik Sawant, Anupreet ji, Ishwar ji has commented on this session. Okay. On behalf of all the organizing colleges, collaborating institutions, I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Subhash Karande sir. Sir, thank you very much for providing your valuable time and giving an insight to what type of research can be possible in climatology. Because if you see, most of the focus is related to either population geography, agricultural geography. In physical sciences, either it is related, mostly research is related to geomorphology. But there is little research on climatology, oceanography, etc. These other branches. So in that connection, your presentation will definitely beneficial to the participants, and they will get an idea that what type of research is possible in climatology, especially the students and other researchers, those who are interested in climatology, they will be benefited by your lecture. Sir, once again, thank you very
Very
much.
much,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank
I
you.
am